Happy Tuesday. Can you hear me well? I think those speakers are nice and strong this morning, huh? Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, happy Tuesday. I want to make sure, as always, that we silence your cell phones. That way anyone that is watching from home or here in the audience can hear all the questions and all the updates. So speaking of updates, I know we have one from Miss Annette. So any other resident announcements after that? No? All right. Go ahead, Miss Annette.
Good morning. I'm Annette Pierce, president of the Regency Oaks Scholarship Fund. And we are in our busy season right now. We have associates and children of some associates picking up applications, filling them out, and what they need to do is give their grades, their transcripts, what their needs are financially, and what their goals are educationally. They have to get their approval from their supervisor, and they also have to let us know that they have been accepted or enrolled in accredited colleges, universities, or trades programs. We award these scholarships the first Saturday in June, this year, the June 7th, and we are excited to be able to do these awards. Guess where the money comes for these scholarships? From you and me, and from all of the residents here at Regency Oaks. So for that, thank you so much. For those who are still thinking about their donations, please do get them in, probably by the middle of May, so that we know the amount that we're going to be able to award. Last year we awarded 33 scholarships for $99,700, and we hope that we can get that amount or exceed it this year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. When you are thinking of these scholarships or donations, please write your checks to Regency Oaks Scholarship Fund and put them in the donation boxes in either the mail room or in either the south or the north. We are a 501(c) charitable foundation, so your tax-free donations will be acknowledged. But one more special thing that just happened in the last week or so, we have some chickens, spring chickens. And guess who made 144 of these crocheted? Joe Davis. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. She is putting these out for donations. Not next week because there's a conflict in dates, but 2 weeks from now, April 8th, you may have one of these darling little chickens or several of them for a minimum of $1 donation or whatever you'd like to donate. These will all go toward the scholarship award. We just thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do here for our hardworking associates. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Annette, and thank you, Joe Davis, for handling all these little chickens in advance. So, again, we do appreciate all the support. We had a really successful last year, and my team always appreciates you being able to help them continue their growth in education. So, as always, we appreciate anything you have done and will do. So just moving into updates from IHS. So just a reminder, if you've not completed your monthly puzzle, there is still time to go ahead and drop it off at their office for free services. It's about spring cleaning time, so they can come in and help you. All you have to do is a puzzle, sharpen that brain, and get some free cleaning. Just a reminder, they do help with shopping and errands, laundry and housekeeping, medication management, medical appointment support, and personal care assistance. So if you ever need help with any of those things, please do not hesitate to call extension 502 or 503. That's either Maddie or Christine. We did mention this last week and just wanted to kind of follow up again. Pam Cox, our IHS medication nurse, is out of the office. She is on medical leave. So we will continue to check on her and send her well wishes. In the meantime, Anna Zarowski. She is a nurse from our assisted living, ALF, and she's going to be helping us with those medications. So IHS will continue to provide all of our services without interruptions, despite Pam being at home recuperating. We do have another nurse helping with those medications, so do not worry, we will still take care of you and handle all of that. So again, if you have any questions or concerns, please do see Christine. She's right here in our town hall offices or extension 502. Just your weekly reminder to please return all of your luggage carts, wheelchairs, and other carts to all of our service areas. I think it's gotten much better. Remember, we do have little locators on them, so just make sure they're returned. Don't you love technology? We can stock anything these days. So just another update from Sherry. We mentioned this last week, but a friendly reminder that your monthly service fees are due on the 1st of every month. We do have EFT, or we call ACH, electronic funds transfer, that you can pay automatically. We will be sending these forms out in your next statement if you haven't gotten it already. Just a reminder, the mail is not guaranteed. It's been taking 2 or 3 weeks sometimes. So we just wanted to make sure that you account for such delay when paying your monthly service fees if it's still by mail. And then we just want to remind it is responsibility to make sure these are paid on time. So they are due at the 1st of every month, but we actually have a grace period up until the 10th. So you can imagine how bad it's gotten if we're having to implement late fees because they're still being paid so late. So just a little update from Evan. Rusty and Rosie have returned from their vacation, so we will continue to run them. We got new ones, so we will continue to get those out and have those helping us clean our floors. So we did end up ordering new ones, so if you didn't see them, that's why. But we have them, and we will be having those out so they can help us keep our communities looking lovely. So just a little fun fact. There, good morning. Wiz does apply an AI platform to deliver dynamic, high quality, and efficient cleaning and real-time proof of its superior performance. So just another indication of technology. We can literally hire robots to do work now. So we're not taking work from any of our employees. We're making their lives a little easier. We haven't cut any employees because of these robots, but they definitely do help cover 40 acres of campus and 5 floors. So I think our housekeeping appreciates that. So spring is finally here. I think you can kind of hear my voice and all of the allergies and the pollen. So we do have a lot of extra residue on campus. We will be making sure to address that. We will be doing a lot more standard cleans, power washing. We will be working towards cleaning the breezeway and the tables more consistently, and we'll be focusing on the windows and ledges leading to the breezeway as they continue to collect all of that pollen residue. So I know that if your cars look anything like mine, everything is covered in all of that pollen. So environmental service again, we are currently, we've mentioned this before, but we are currently recruiting for an environmental service manager. So Evan is our director of environmental services, but the manager role was Wanda's role. And Wanda is no longer with us, but we are recruiting for her replacement. So we have had quite a good flow of applicants, and we will continue going through those to find the best fit for that position. So just a little, just a little update from plant operations team. This is Darwin and his team and Chris. 133 completed work orders, about 62 remain open. We are still continuing our health center repiping project. That's repiping all of our healthcare center. We did replace the irrigation heads around the breezeway. We are still completing all the final walkthroughs on all the Blue Team restoration and remediation units that we have done thus far, which is about 80%. We did complete 1 unit turnover for a new move-in in renovation for assisted living. We did replace some damaged pipe in our boiler room in the south. We did replace some battery backups in the south building expansion module fire panel. And we are running new sprinkler heads for some lanais and 2 new unit turnover move-ins. And we have started tree trimming around the front area of the north, around the parking area and some other areas that our landscaping company has began. And just another reminder, the maintenance meeting with Chris is at 10:30 on Fridays. So just a quick update from Blue Team, about 85% complete with the apartments in IL, Independent Living, that were identified as phase 2 that requires residents to move from their apartments is being completed. If you do feel that you have had water intrusion in your apartment but you have not heard from Betsy or Blue Team, please do contact Betsy as we are working to finalize the independent living work in this phase. So if for whatever reason you feel someone's come through and said, yes, you had lots of damages, but you have not heard from Betsy or Blue Team, please do reach out. That way we can just do one last check to make sure that Blue Team's scope of work does get fully completed. They did lots of visits, they did lots of assessments, but if for whatever reason you seem to be under a different perspective or someone told you different, I know we had 2 different companies here right in the beginning. First it was 360 and then Blue Team. We just want to wrap all that up. So please do let Betsy know and we'll make sure to do one last check before they move on to our assisted living and our skilled nursing. So just another reminder from Kelly Resident Services for the COVID vaccines. Main Street Pharmacy will be here to administer that COVID booster on the following dates. That is April 16th, April 23rd and April 30th. And that is going to be at 10 a.m. until noon. And that is in the Wellness Clinic here in the Town Hall. Just a reminder, Main Street does not accept the TRICARE insurance. And a double reminder that you must register with the pharmacy and schedule that appointment no later than April 2nd. That enables them to plan and get the actual vaccines on hand. So just a little update from Ginger and her friend. That's so cute. So Wednesday, March 26th, we have our casino trip, 9:30 pickup. It's not too late to sign up. Thursday, 27th, we have Carmen, the travel planner, at 11 a.m. in the Town Hall. Thursday, the 27th, performance by the Montessori School featuring 9 to 12-year-olds. Program Celebration of Cultures will be at 2 p.m. in Town Hall. And then Friday, March 28th is the Palm Harbor Historical Society program featuring the history and mystery of Palm Harbor. And that's 2:30 Town Hall. Reminder, don't throw anything at me. Bingo will be canceled on Monday, March 31st. So just FYI, we offered to move it, but it is going to be canceled Monday, March 31st. The second annual Pump It Up for Parkinson's sign up is on the trip tables to participate on Thursday, April 10th. And Ginger wanted to let you know we do have a bus for April 6th to the Dunedin Community Chorus concert, so you can sign up at the trip tables. That work for you? She said, good. So just a reminder, I have it on my updates, but bingo will be canceled. We need the town hall, this area, for 3 days. I was voluntold that I'm hosting an LCS conference. So we'll have about 120 of our LCS healthcare regionals and different associates here for a 3-day conference. So they're taking my town hall. We had to move some things around, but I've been pushing back. So. Tell them, keep moving around. I'm sorry?
We're going to have picket signs.
But please do. Tell them we don't want none. Go home. Just kidding, corporate. So just a little information, we did finally get these. This doesn't mean go add 2 or 3 more. We still want our elevators to look lovely, but we did add 2 extra spaces for advertising. So we had these installed because it's important to look lovely. So please do, if you have anything to hang, get with Ginger. We can get them in these 4 holders, but we don't want it to be 6 and 8 and 10. So we want our elevators to look nice and not like a mailroom. So we did get those installed. If you want to put anything up there, please do see Ginger and we'll get them in one of the 4 that have been installed. So just an update from sales. So a little bit on the events coming. I know we mentioned these last week, but our Retirement in Bloom will be on April 3rd at 11 a.m. That will be a cherry blossom theme. We'll have the What is Life Care event on the 17th at 11 a.m. And that's the lunch and learn, explaining the benefits of our life care. And we're right at the end of March, so that is Q1, what us in the corporate operating world calls quarter 1. And so January, February, and March. So we are on track for about 12 to 14 move-ins on the budget of 12. So we'll have 12 new neighbors and 12 new residents from just Q1 or from quarter 1. So next quarter will be a whole nother batch. Lucy says she's only as good as her last sale. So that's not true. So just a little bit we were really excited about. We actually got LCS, got the award from USA Today for 5 years in a row now for top workplaces in 2025. So we achieved the top workplace recognition. It's a direct reflection of our dedicated staff. These are all surveys that go out directly to associates. They don't come through our hands whatsoever. They come directly from the USA Today. And it's really just an honor to have that for 5 years in a row. I've always enjoyed working for this company. I've moved across the country to work for this company. And it's just indicative of the culture and the philosophy that LCS has. So really proud, and proud to say that for all of our new employees and our current employees. So 5 years strong, LCS top workplace in the nation. Yeah, thank you. So lots of course going on with food and beverage, so just mark your calendars and make sure to make your reservations. Ricky wanted to remind you, of course, of all the dates. Our gourmet is the 26th. We have a Bella Row on the 27th. They will have the South birthday celebration on the 28th. He did say the left side of the dining menu has been revised, also added a 6-ounce filet, which is available on Saturdays. We did have that pub closed down for a deep cleaning, so we completed that. I just wanted you to know that we are going to start doing more events in the breezeways. So these will be on Mondays. So on April 7th, April 14th, April 21st, and April 28th. And then Bella Row will be on Thursdays on 4/17 and 4/24. So as the weather's still really nice, it's warming up a little, but not too warm. We'll start using that pizza oven in our breezeway and our fresco dining. So look forward to all of that dates for you. So this was actually in the Oaks, but we wanted to also include it from Chef Tony just as an update. But Chef Tony says spring is upon us at Regency, and he is in the process of putting together a new spring and summer lunch menu for our gastro pub. With that said, there are many items that will still remain on the menu. Aside from the gastropub menu, he's also creating a new menu for the resident birthday celebration dinner. He wants to make it really, really special, so he's working on that. We said we did make a change to how we execute our pasta night this week. It will be a 3-course dinner with only one change being the entree. He's going to be doing a pasta station where you can pick your protein, vegetables, pasta, sauce, and he will cook them made to order right there in front of you. So everyone that attended loved it. We'll continue doing the process. He says, even better, it is now $20. Bon appetit from Chef Tony.
And it was fabulous.
And it was fabulous. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So again, these are just a little bit initiatives that Food and Beverage is working on to try to make all of your dining experiences as lovely as possible. Just a little bit of information from them. So I know I work very closely with Madam President Margaret and of course the dining committee. And just some of the healthy initiatives that we have implemented. We've heard that we want healthy options. I try to eat somewhat healthy too. And so just a little bit, we wanted to make sure you were aware. They have implemented an always available fit menu. They will continue building upon that, of course, with any of your feedback that you have with the dining committee. We have changed all of our cooking from canola oil or vegetable oil to extra virgin olive oil. So if you see Evo anywhere, that's what that is. It's just much shorter to write on a menu. They do have the implementation of gluten-free options, and they have that logo on there. They have the vegan options, and they have that logo on there, as well as the always available. There's the dairy options logo, contains peanuts logo, contains shellfish logo. And just a reminder that you can almost always substitute any kind of fried protein to ask for it to be grilled and ask for sauce on the side. And we will continue, of course, building on this initiative. So any feedback you have, please do take that to your president and to your dining committee. So they're all ears. They want to work with you. The dining committee works with the dining team so we can continue building on these. But we hear you, and these are the things that we're doing to make it better for you. A little bit more, you can now actually see from the app, there's been an update. You can now see the daily right-hand side of the menu on the app. This will help our residents that have food restrictions see those special symbols on the menu or get a little bit more information on the weekly offerings that just cannot fit on the menu. So the front and the back of it is still available. So if you'll see there, you go to your dining and reservation portal, menus, daily menus, and that will kind of go over everything there. So I know that was brought up, and Betsy was really amazing to grab the dining team and work on that. So that's new information, and we'll make sure that we get that out to you. So probably just add that to the printed out update for Tuesday Talk. So continuing our celebrations, we have just a couple photos from our Mardi Gras celebration. I think everyone that went probably had a good time. I know Ricky had his family and lots of beads and good food and music. So these are just a couple photos. You got Miss Maddie there. Looks like she had a good time. And we'll just continue doing these really fun theme nights. So just a little bit of updates from me. I'm not quite as exciting as a Mardi Gras theme night, but we're still handling business for you. I'm just making sure we keep this on your radar. We are working on the paving projects, our phones, the administrative phones, and the elevators. I actually just got an email from the elevator company this morning. I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet, but it'll be next steps on how we can move forward. So I'll give some information based on what the contents of that email is. As I mentioned, I just wanted to let you know we do not have Tuesday Talk next week because we are hosting an LCS conference. So feel free to have your picket signs ready. Just kidding. But they'll be here, about 100 of various, and they really do. A lot of them live up north. They love coming to Florida where it's warm and pretty. And they love seeing our beautiful community. So we are pleased to host them and look forward to having them. We do apologize for having to move any events and or cancel anything. But it's about once a year for that one. So as I mentioned, we actually are going to be following the process with OIR. We have already initiated a 60-day notice with Mrs. Margaret, who is the DRR Designated Resident Representative and President. We will be initiating late fees for monthly service fees after the 10th day. So we give you up to 10 days to pay late, but we will be initiating late fees. It's just unfortunately, as we've mentioned, gotten completely out of hand. And Sherry Schweitzo, my Director of Financial Services, as well as her assistant Sarah, spends more time collecting monthly service fees than helping you with your questions and your accounts and your contracts. So we will get that information out. We've already had the first steps going, and we were beginning the 60-day notice. So that will not take effect until about June, but I just want you to know that that is on the horizon. Other communities do it, and we didn't want to have to, but unfortunately, we really do need our team's time better spent. Thank you for understanding. We are addressing landscaping areas. We've gotten additional equipment to make our irrigation system more functioning. So we are now, Darwin met with Corey, our landscaper, yesterday, and they are beginning to address various areas. So please do continue working with the building and grounds if you have any questions about that, but I know they are beginning that process in various areas. Remember, it's 40 acres, can't all be done at once, so a little at a time they will be addressing those. We did hire a recruiter, so super excited to have her. Her name is Angie, and she is actually bilingual, so that will be really helpful for our employees that speak English and Spanish. So really happy to have her on board, and looking forward to working with her. We did hire a weekend maintenance and a full-time tech for Darwin, so we're just still needing that one last HVAC tech. It's an elevated HVAC tech that we are still recruiting for. We did deep clean the north fountain, so we'll take a look at the south, see if it needs it, and we'll be addressing that as well. But it was getting kind of yellowy and yucky, so we made sure that that was nice and pretty and bright. They are still doing some work on it over there, replacing an outlet and whatnot, so they are still addressing some things with the north fountain. Just as I mentioned with Blue Team, they are going to be finalizing our IL aspect, and then they have already moved into our skilled nursing and then eventually assisted living for remediation and restoration. The hurricane did not just affect the IL part, so we've got other parts of our campus that were affected that we'll be moving into. So project's not done just because they're done with their apartments, unfortunately. But I know that's the hardest part for you. So, and then some of this is just reminders. We are about 86%. We've got the last few units, so we should be done in the next few weeks. I know Betsy's so excited, and she's done a really great job. So thank you as always, Betsy, for helping with that process. And thank you all for understanding as we just try to get in there and get your homes back together. We do have a new roof that was approved in the claim. So we will be communicating that once we begin that process. I do not have a date from Blue Team yet, but we will be addressing and getting new roofs. I just want to keep this as a reminder. I've had lots of questions about why we started on the inside and not the outside. Obviously, when there's water intrusion, you can't let that water just sit, right? Because then what happens is possible growth. So we didn't want to let any water inside any of your homes just sit in fear of growth and potential health hazards. So we began getting in there immediately, remediating, drying, cutting, cleaning, etc. And then we will be completing the sealing and caulking around April-May timeframe. So just if no one understands, that's the premise and the strategy behind the process. And then just a reminder, Blue Team is here every meeting, so if you are still in the phase or do have any questions for them, please see them directly. They've been really wonderful at answering your questions, so I do appreciate you guys being here. It's been very helpful. Obviously, I'm not in their business, so I don't know all the answers, but I wanted to make sure you could get the answers. So please, if you do, if you're not here in person but you have questions, please do show up at the end of Tuesday Talk and we can get all of your answers, all of your questions answered. So that was a mouthful, huh? Just a little bit. Any questions you have for me? Just a couple, all right.
You're going to be giving, you'll be giving COVID shots. How do we sign up for them and when?
So you can sign up at the trip table or you can go see Kelly. She's right there in that office behind you and she can help you with that. But you do have to sign up by April 2nd.
It was not at the trip table as of.
It's not, okay. You're saying it's not at the trip table?
You're saying you're supposed to call the pharmacy.
Okay.
Somebody said.
All right, I saw Kelly in here, so reach out to her and she can get that information for you. We'll double check on that.
Add it to the Tuesday talk.
Okay.
Okay, my question is about visitor parking. It's often filled with outside contractors and employees so that visitors can get to see their mothers.
Oh, well, we'll make sure that we address that. If that happens, go ahead and give us a call and let us know. We are still working on that. I know it gets tough. Blue Team's done a good job of redirecting all of their people, but we have more visitors than just Blue Team. So we'll make sure to try to get in front of that and with the front desks.
I mentioned, I think last year, that I've got large wasp nests outside my fourth floor lanai windows. And I think with the hurricane and everything, it got put on hold, but you had talked about a lift machine that might come out to get rid of those.
Yes, so those of you that have been here for many years, you know that's an annual project that we do anyways. We do have to rent a lift and we do have to coordinate that because unfortunately those are higher areas that we cannot get to. Now because Blue Team is going to be doing extensive work, it is possible that we'll be able to get some of that. But as soon as we get more information on that, I'll let you know. Because Blue Team is doing a lot on the exterior. There'll be power washing, there'll be cleaning, there'll be sealing. So we're trying to see what we can coordinate. That way we're not having to do the same things in multiple ways.
I have a question about the red tape on the, in our hallways. What is proposed for that, the answer?
So that is for the carpet that has not been completed yet. That is still up in the air between Blue Team and their installers. So we are still waiting from an answer from them on when that will be addressed. I have asked, but I have not gotten a date. There is some additional issues between those entities that they're working out at a level beyond my scope.
Okay, and then yesterday we had the fire alarm in the north, and my husband, or our cats, of course, hid. And my husband, we thought we had to leave, which we don't. But we forget things, and I wondered if once a year we could walk through evacuating, or that you would have a big meeting only on that again to remind us all. And thinking of that, when we're in our apartment in we're C401, sometimes we can hear lots of wind going down the hall. And there's a gap, a pretty big gap from our doors. And is that the way it's supposed to be, or is a door to an apartment supposed to be pretty tight?
It's the windows in the apartments.
So we can take a look at your door specifically. There's not supposed to be a very large gap. All the doors are fire rated. We do actually go over hurricane and fire preparedness once a year. We do a presentation about that, but if there is in fact a fire, you remain in your apartments. We have a fire process that we do. Yesterday was an accident by Blue Team. They had some faulty equipment that set off a bunch of smoke. So that set the alarm off. We were able to, of course, answer it, confirm that, and we did send out a one call to notify you. So I've spoken to Blue Team about that. I know they're getting some processes in place to where you don't have unnecessary interruptions from a fire alarm.
Okay, I think we'll just have to be very good at crawling under the bed to get the cats out. And one last thing, is the car vacuum working over at the, where you wash your car?
I don't know of it not working.
Heard it wasn't.
Okay. I don't know. We can follow up.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Not a question, but for our new neighbors, when Lindsay said it's springtime, it is springtime, and we do have a resident black racer that has lived with us for many years here. And we sometimes see him out on the breezeway. I don't know whether he has a family or not, but they don't attack people. He runs away if he sees any of you. So I didn't want you to be frightened and feel like you could certainly let anybody know. but I didn't want you to feel like you had to panic that we now have snakes at Regency Oaks. He's been a resident here for a long time.
There's a little black garden snake, basically. We live in Florida, we have alligators, don't be scared of snakes.
Okay, just a minute. Should be on. There we go. Okay. Just to answer about that whistling sound from the apartments, my bedroom window is an original window, and I actually had leaves on a plant in front of the window moving because the wind was blowing through. And so I had maintenance come, and they adjusted the window, putting some new caulking or something to impede the wind, and I no longer have the whistling. So it may be the windows in the bedroom, if they're old and original, they may be leaking. I mean, the window itself was actually loose, he could jiggle it. So, and if wind can get in, water can get in.
And if that's the case, go ahead and place the work order, we'll take a look at it. Any other questions? All right, well, happy Tuesday, have a great day, thank you all.